Hey, 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 hey! Hello? Hello, dotted fish. That's your domain, huh? These are shallow waters for you, huh? Shallow waters. Okay, I think I'm ready. Am I? Bah. I think so. Let's try and see what happens. Hello, beautiful people. Beautiful people or animals, whatever you are, right? You may be a tiger, you may be a fish, you know? That's fine. Whatever you are. I think we are only against the mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are really bastard creatures. Yeah, if there is a mosquito looking the stream, please don't. Well, or maybe it's good you watch the stream so you don't bite. Yeah, watch the stream. If you are a mosquito, watch the stream. Ticks? What are ticks? Is it an animal? Tick? Tick-tock? Okay, we have a picture of the day. Ooh, look at all these people. Look at all these people looking at the fountain. This picture is probably 2004, 2005. I don't know, 2007? Could be. Well, I already see new houses in the distance, so maybe 2010. With a beautiful reflection on the water, you see? You see this diaboli that is looking in the water? Beautiful technology we had at that time. All done by hand. Line by line. One line at a time. Is a tiny animal crawling around the grass and bush and getting on you and biting? Oh my god. Carry a lot of bacteria. Fuck the ticks then. Okay, so we are working on fishing. And where are we? Well, we are pretty much where we were yesterday. I didn't have any time to do much, but anyway, we can, apart from this cube falling down, we can press F to enter fishing mode. Now the camera is not moving. Then I hold C to cast my thingy, and it is following the thing, right? So what I was doing, I was reasoning a bit with my friend ChatGPT. I was reasoning a bit with ChatGPT on things, right? And basically to determine the curve, sorry, it's in Italian, but anyway, to determine the curve, right? We may use just a few points, and in particular, I think is enough if we use 3 points, right? So we use the starting point, we use the top, and we use the end, right? So what I have to do exactly that. So I need to understand. I need to understand the starting point, which is easy because the starting point is basically the tip of my of the rod, right? The tip of the rod. So, and that is already predetermined and is this one. So the top, let's say we have it, right? The start, we have it. Then I need to calculate the end point, right? In the end point, right? The end point So it will be spline end, right? Will be spline end. Let me just switch scene, music, whatever. Is my face stuck already? No, it's not. Okay. Done. Wait, I didn't start the what? Okay, should be fine. Okay, so the end, right? So to determine the end, we need to decide what is the minimum and maximum range of the throw, right? So how many meters? How many meters is the max range? I think we can define a variable that is called max range. And then we can change it as we want, right? So the max range, let's say that is what, 10 meters? I don't know. How far can you throw a line? I mean, I think it's like, how far can I cast? No, I mean on average. I mean on average. I mean, I don't want to be...
No matter where you fish, whether it's the surf or...
No matter where you fish, you need to throw it very far away. No matter where you fish. Give me a number.
Here, I'll take a couple casts with each. I'll mark the average. I swapped out 3 pro plate. So here's the answer, and it's a little bit surprising. Averaged over a couple casts. There is the generic rod that was 13 feet 3 inches. This is the name brand rod that's 12 inches. Interesting results. If I remember my pace count from the Army correctly, this is just about at 100 yards. So that's about 98.5.
100 yards. Holy shit. 50 meters. 50 meters. Does the range of the throw matter? No, it's pure fun. It doesn't affect anything. But people will think it does. So they will try, you know, different distance and see if it makes a difference, but no, it doesn't. Absolutely doesn't. It's just for fun. It's just because you want to put it in one place or in another place, but makes zero difference. So, well, unless we define, right? Unless we define a very special, because we have the ability, right? We can we define fishing areas with a circle, right? So you can say that, you know, in this area you can fish a certain fish, right? And you can say that in this area, and by the way, unfortunately, they can overlap. Yeah, like they can overlap. Yes. Yeah, and then if he overlaps, I think it's choosing randomly. But so if we really want to be cheeky, we could, you know, define a very rare fish like in the middle of a lake, right? But I don't know if I will do it. But this is already like this, and this is already happening in game. I mean, it's already, our fishing area are already defined as circles. Consider that fishing is already working in game, but is a very simple mechanic, right? But the whole basic system is there already, so you can already catch a fish based on a certain I don't know what is the rule, I don't remember. So the point is how far we want to go. Well, I don't know. I think that realistically, I mean, 50 meters makes no sense. So Also because that's done with a professional, you know, modern rod, which is, you know, designed for that. So is, let me see how this guy is actually casting. Did he do the cast live or no?
rods. So here's the answer, and it's a little...
No, he didn't do it. So he didn't show us what he did. Wait, maybe it does. Yeah, it does. Yeah, imagine, you know, this, I mean, the length of this thing is insane, right? Look at the length of this thing. Let me put it in 0.25 speed. Go, my man. Look at this monster. Look at this monster rod, and also the flexibility, right? So it's obviously, I would say 10 meters. Is 10 meters too little? You want to do 15? I think between 10 and 15 meters is perfectly reasonable. I was thinking if Real Engine was developed with units in inches instead of centimeters, how harder my life would be. But luckily is units, which is centimeters. 15 is rather far already. Yeah, how big is one of our lakes? I think we have lakes that are very, 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 very big. But 15 meters. How much is 15 meters? So if I take a cube, which is 1, 1, right? Is it 1, 1? I don't know if it's 1, 1 or 2, 2. Meaning that the radius is, right? I don't know if this thing is 1 or 2. This thing is 1, 1, 1. Okay. It's 1 meter. So if I take this guy and I make it 10 meters, and then I copy it and I make another guy which is what? 15, 10. Okay, one is 10 and one is 15. So and we put it like holy. La 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 la. Right? It will fall down. So yeah, I think 10 meters is already very, 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 very reasonable, boys. It is 10 meters. I think 10 meters is the maximum. I mean, 15 is very far. 10 meters, okay. 10 meters is decided. Okay, 10 meters. So if we consider that our max range is 10 meters, which is 1000, right, units, now we have to decide based on the force, right? Based on the force, how many meters you throw it. Is it linear or is it exponential? Well, we can also do it linear. I think linear is fine, right? I think linear is perfectly fine. So basically when you press C, right? When you press C, If you do like this, it's really the beginning. I may make it a bit slower, by the way. Yeah, I will make it slower. I think at the moment it's going up too quick. How does that work? It's just the number of seconds here, right? It's just the number of seconds. If I do like 3 seconds, 3 seconds I think looks nice. But this point needs to be 3-1, right? 3-1. Okay. So if I play it again, yeah, now it's lower. Okay, I think it makes sense. So it takes a bit if you really want to throw far away. Yeah, I think it feels good. At the moment, obviously, it's throwing always in the same place, but because we didn't do that part yet. Okay, so that is good. So 3 seconds. Now, yeah, we can do it linear. I think linear is okay. So if it's linear, it's super easy because it's basically the bar. It's basically the percentage of the bar is equal to the range, right? The percentage of the bar is equal to the range. Okay. So when we have the range, what we need to do, we need to cast from our point here, right? From our tip of the rod, we need to trace, right, the distance forward, and then we need to trace down and find the hitting point, right? And that will be our destination, right? So we take the spline start together with the Fisher forward vector because we want to go in the direction the character is looking, right? We multiply the vector by the range, right? So this is the forward range based on strength, right? Is this thing, and then we do what? And then this vector we added to the spline start, right? Which is the tip of my rod, right? So this is basically the result. This thing is this point, right? Is this point up there? And then, I mean, if you are a dwarf, it will be lower, huh? Yeah. If you are a crane, it will be higher. Yeah. So you can say the crane are better at fishing. I don't know. So now we need to trace down, right? So the problem is, what do we want to? I mean, do we trace? Yeah. I mean, we will probably have to create a new trace thingy, right? A new trace channel, because I have to think about that. So I have to think if every water plane I mean, the very annoying thing of this will be that will be extremely hard to counter a situation like this, right? So imagine there is a rock, right? Imagine there is a rock in the middle of the lake, and we have a lake like that, and you are trying to fish from here, right? And you cast exactly on top of the rock. Unfortunately, our circle will say that you are inside the range of fishing, and so will allow you to fish. So yeah, so or I give a special collision channel to the water, but then it means that I have to change the whole world, right? Which is a kind of an annoying thing. Or I check the material, which is another trick, right? I could check the material and check there is a water material. Yeah, that could be a trick. That could be a trick. This means that you will be able to fish in a bucket full of water. Well, no, because there will be no definition of fishing area, right? So you cannot fish in your bat tube, PT. Fishing in your bat tube. I was sure someone did it. I was 100% sure that someone did that. I was absolutely sure that someone tried to do that, you know? Yes. I like this one a lot. I like this one a lot. I think I will put it here on the right. No, it's impossible. This one is very nice. I think this will be the basis of our fishing game. Yeah, so you cannot fish in your bat tube because we are defining the area, right? Based on we are defining the area up front, so you cannot do it. So we should be safe. We should be safe.
Fish, whether it's the surf where I am, on a kayak, freshwater, or river.
Kayak, freshwater, or river, you can fish with your rod whatever you want. I like the accent of that guy. And you like mine, right? So what should we do? We should so considering that we know the max range, right? We should scale. I did a mistake. I have to multiply the percent by the max range, right? You missed that, huh? Otherwise it's not, right? So we multiply the percent on the max range, so we find the distance. Then we multiply it by the forward vector to find the position which is in front of you at the height of the tip of the rod. Then we add it to the spline start, okay. And then here we trace down, right? This is what I was thinking, right? So we have to trace, we have to line trace. Now, the problem is which kind of line trace we use. Do we go by channel? I think we go by channel. Now this will be different in our game because in our game we have way more, right? Way more channels. Okay, but it's fine. It's absolutely okay. So we so this part is basically trace down to find the end point of the spline, right? This is what we are doing here, right? Yeah. So to find the end point, how much we want to go down? What is the maximum distance that we allow? What is the maximum distance that we allow from here to here, right? That is the distance. What is the maximum vertical distance that we allow? After which we say that sorry, you cannot fish, right? So let's say if you are high on a tree and you are trying to fish inside in a lake, you know, 12 meters below, you cannot do it, right? So how much is that? 3 meters maximum. I think 3 meters makes kind of sense. Let me do a max height, okay? Max height will be 3 meters for now, and then we can change these values if you want, right? So then we need to so we need to do what? We need to make this a vector. Make vector, right? Where this is the z and this is 0 z. Well, I can, yeah. And then we add this vector to this. Sorry, it's minus, by the way. Is minus, is not plus. But anyway. Why I have so little space? Why I have so little space, huh? I'm a bit verbose here. So this is the maximum vertical. Okay, so this is basically line trace endpoint, vertical line trace endpoint, right? So we are searching this point at the bottom, right? We are following this vertical line, right? Vertical line trace endpoint, which is the max height. I have to do minus though. I have to do minus. So can I negate a float? I think I can negate, right? Negate float. Fantastic. Okay, so we take our max height, we negate that, we make it into this vector, and then we line trace down, right? We line trace down. So that is the end point. So this is the start point, it is the end point. I mean, actors to ignore, we can probably ignore ourselves, right? But like if you are clicking at 0, it will basically fall on your feet, right? Well, it's not falling on your feet because actually the start is the tip of the rod. So the minimum is falling at the tip of the rod. Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it's okay. So we can avoid ignoring anything. Trace complex. Trace complex. No, I think we test simple because anyway, yeah. I think we trace simple. And yourself is already here. Okay, done. Debug, yeah, maybe we want to have a debug. Yeah, why not? We want to have a debug. So that we see the line that we are tracing, and okay, and then we hit something, right? Now, if we don't hit anything. So if the hit is false, right, we should just give a message that it's not possible to fish there, right? Bad spot for fishing. And in our game, obviously, we will do it differently because we will have a real message. But for now, let's say that we just say bad spot for fishing, right? It will be in the chat. It will be in the message log. But anyway. If it's true, right? If it's true, I think we need a bit more than that because we have to analyze our hit, right? It's not just that every hit is a good hit, right? So we need to analyze it. We can check hit actor, yeah. And you know what I will do? I will do something very, very, very hacky, which is to check the material. Because if I check the material, I think I fix the problem everywhere in my world, right? Because all the materials hopefully are called water or lake or river or something like that, right? So I think we can get the material of this guy. We can get the material. No, we cannot get the material. Why? Because we don't know if this actor is a static mesh. Good point. Should we force it as a static mesh? I would say yes, because all our, yeah. I would say yes. If it's not a static mesh, right? If it's not a static mesh, is bad place to fish, right? If it's a static mesh, right? We should have get material. Static mesh component. Static mesh yeah, static mesh component, obviously. At element 0. Now we assume there is only one material, right? We assume there is only one material. So get display name. I have no idea if the display name will actually be meaningful. Material is returning a material interface. I think we need to cast it again to material instance. Okay, let's see what display name is saying, right? Maybe it's saying something meaningful, maybe not. Okay, let's go up to here and see what our material says, right? So if yeah, now we have a bit of this situation, but it's okay. So if I go in fishing mode and then I cast my thing, yeah, that's the line. And so we found the ground, actually. You see that it's red, so we actually found the ground. So it actually worked fine. If I cast shorter, holy shit, why went so high? That's a bit strange. Huh? Wait, I think there is a wrong multiplication somewhere, because it seems that we are spline start. What? Is spline start wrong after the first cast? I think so. Yeah, it is changing. Why it is changing? Am I setting anything in here? I don't think so. All these vectors should be fixed. Do I have disabled the messages? Because I don't see. I don't see any message actually. It's just a bit weird. Hello, true bad spot for fishing. Did we disable the screen messages somehow? Why I don't see the printout? That's kind of crazy. Why? I don't see the printout on screen. MI template base blue. Yeah, but anyway, the name of the material seems to be good. Right? The name of the material seems to be good. I don't understand why. Am I server side or what? No, I'm not. I mean, for sure I'm not server side. Because I'm inside a phishing actor. You mean that the phishing actor has a different... Wait a second. Test. No. It doesn't print anything anymore. What is going on? Is the possessed that is for whatever reason? Huh? I'm super confused. Why we don't have screen messages anymore? Why we don't have screen messages anymore? Huh? No. Why? Screen messages are so useful. Print to screen, print to log, right? What the fuck? What happened? Enable all screen messages. Okay, there was enable and disable. Didn't know that. Let me see now. Ah, yes. Okay, now we see them. They are very small for you, but they are in the top left. Okay, so... Okay, fine. So the name of the... The name of the material, right? So let's name this material let's create a water material. Okay, let's create a water material, and the color is this. Okay, and let's assign this color this material to this thing, right? Okay, so this is our water material, right? So now I will do the trick, which I understand is a trick, but I don't care. I think it's a good trick. I will say if, right? I will probably put it in a I will probably put it in a function actually. Because yes. I will create a function that is called isWater, right? Which is taking what? I think it's taking the actor directly. Right? It's taking the actor, and so I do this mess, right? This mess, I do it in the function, right? And I don't do it in my main graph, so it's a bit cleaner, right? And this water can return true or false. Right. So okay, so if it's not, it's not. If it is, we do contains. And at the moment I'm doing it very brutally, and I would say I will call it water, right? And here we branch, right? So if it contains water, then we say that it's water. If it doesn't contain water, we say it's not water, right? So at the moment, it is the simple check. We may do more checks in the future, but at the moment, this is what we consider water, right? So if he has a water material, pretty much, right? Okay, so now with this new fantastic, beautiful function. Hello, Hula. How are you? With this new beautiful function, right? We can check if the heat actor, right, is water or not. If it's not water, we go to bad spot for fishing. If it is water, then at this point it means that we have everything needed, right? And so we want the impact point. I don't understand the difference between location and impact point. Location says location of the hit in workspace. Impact point says location of the actual contact point of the trace shape with the surface of the hit object. I don't know. I will use location. Location. So location is the impact point, right? And so location becomes our spline end, pretty much. Yeah. Location becomes our spline end. Okay, so if we reach this point, right? If we reach this point in the calculations, it means that we actually hit something on the ground. And we can cast. But before casting, I need to modify the spline, right? And I need to identify, and I need to find, right? And I need to find the middle point, so the tip of the curve. And this is where things may become complex, but let's see. So I need to find the tip of the curve. So the tip of the curve, so this guy suggested that the tip of the curve is the starting point plus the force multiplied by d, where d is what? D is the distance. Yeah, which for us is okay, so if I say, wait a second. So if I say x and y, right? Yes. So if I say that x is 0 and y is 5, right? And my force is 10. And my distance, I don't care. Yeah, but this, I don't think this is scaled by... So if I say my x is 0, right? And then I add my force, which is 10, right? And then I multiply this. So basically I'm saying 10 multiplied by I hope the angle is it's saying 5.2. Can you draw this or no? So it's linear, eh? Is linear, eh? I don't know if I like that though. I mean, if you are at 0, this becomes what? 0. Which is impossible. Well, in theory 0, 0, 0 is never possible, right? So it will always be something. So it will be 0.1, but this becomes 0.05. So I think because I have to be sure that it's actually in a reasonable range, right? It cannot, the tip cannot be 0, right? But it's also true that if you are throwing it very, very, very close to you, then probably that tip doesn't. Yeah, I agree. I kind of agree. The only problem is the minimum and maximum, because if I am at, okay, I'm fine that if it's 0, 1 is 0 or is nearly 0, but if I am at 10, is about half. Okay, is about half. So if I am at 5, it will be 2 and something. If I do 45 degrees, if I do 10 degrees, what happens? If I do, holy shit, 10 degrees it becomes -4. Well, that's a problem though. So it has to be higher than a certain value to be positive. Yeah, it has to be higher than 30. Okay, anyway, the angle will always be 45. So I think that we don't. So, but basically, we are saying just to multiply by 0.52 because cosine of 45. So we are basically doing a stupid calculation, right? So it is a fixed value. If we decide that the angle is always the same, right? That is what we have to decide. If we want to vary the angle by the force or not. I would say let's not make it a science project. Let's just make it simple, right? So yeah, we can probably just multiply by a value and fuck it. So in the same way, the sin of 45 is 0.7. So because for the other formula is suggesting the same, pretty much, right? Yeah, it's suggesting exactly the same. So if my y, but I don't think you should change based on the y. Well, it may actually. No, it should not change on the y. It should change on the. Huh? You should change always on the force. Yeah, always on the force. So if I say 10 multiplied by this, why is not giving me a value? Why the cos is giving me a value while the sin is not giving me a value? Huh? Why? That's kind of weird. That is kind of weird, huh? So cos, he likes it. Sin, he doesn't like it. I have to type it full. If I type sine, S-E-N-E, S-I-N-E, then it does. Okay, so if I'm at maximum is at 8.5, which makes absolutely no sense, it's too much. And if it's at 2, okay, so this value is completely GG. This value is completely fucked. Okay, you know what? I will just do it myself because this suggestion from ChatGPT is too complex. So we will simply say that, yeah, we will do it much. We will simply say that we will multiply. So the force is already giving me the range between here and here, right? The force is giving me the range between here and here. So the only thing I want to do, I want to go high up to maximum alpha meter, right? Yeah, exactly. So we will do this. We will add, so the midpoint will be, so spline tip, right? Spline tip will be, spline tip will be what? Will be on the x, which we consider being the forward vector. We consider being the forward vector the positive x, right? If that is not true, everything is fucked. I don't know, I assume yes. So we go forward maximum, yeah, half of the half of the length. So it's fairly easy because we said that the maximum length is 10 meters, right? So this is our throw length, right? This is our throw length. Okay. This, yes, exactly. Right. So based on the throw length, right? Based on the throw length, I think we want to go. No, I think we want to just go vertically, half of that. Sorry, horizontally, half of that. right? Without any sine or cosine or whatever. What is this music? It's Throwing Liberty. I think I remember where is it, where there is the dwarf. There is the dwarf that is singing in the game. Yeah, it's for sure is that. For sure is that. I played a bit of Throne and Liberty. I find it interesting. Okay, so half of that. And the vertical should be, I mean, considering we are saying that is 10 meters max, right? I think it should be 1/4. No, less. 1/5. 1/5 is still 1 meter, eh? Yeah, 1/5. I think 1/5 is a good number. 1/5 is a good number. So we do 1/5 of the throw length on the Y. No, fuck. On the Z. And the Y stays the same, right? So this is our tip thingy. And so we will take the spline start and we will add this thing. And we will set it as our spline tip. Wait. Sorry, I made a bit of a mess here. Like this, right? So here we calculate the tip. Trace down to find the endpoint of the spline. So let's say that it is until here. Okay, here we are finding the end of the spline. And here we are finding the tip. Right, so here we find the tip of the spline. Which is calculated, yeah, this way. And what else? So now we have the 3 points, right? Now we have the 3 points. So now we basically change the spline, right? So we modify the spline with the calculated points, right? So this is what we do here. And we have to do what? We have to do 3 points anyway, because even the start, right? Unless this, well, let's modify also the start. I think the start is already correct because I spawned the spline exactly in the right position. But in any case, location, so spline start, right, will be this. Right? Spline mid or tip, right, will be this. And in world coordinates, yes, yes, 0.1, and then 0.2, right? They are the first 3 points. Now, we have a problem that, and this will be the end, right? Yes. So 0, 1, 2, wait, this needs to be connected. Ah, fuck, when he does this, it's so annoying that you have 2 inputs. Okay, 0, 1, sorry, 2. 0, 1, and 2, right? 0, 1, and 2, the 3 points. Okay, so now that we have that, I would like to modify my spline so that it's really broken, right? And also I would like my spline to have only 3 points. So I will delete this. I will delete this. And I will make my spline very broken so that we see if it actually works, right? So we will do exactly the opposite of what is needed. So we will do this. My spline will be as stupid as this. Now we are not changing the controls at the moment. Yeah, so probably I will have to. Yeah, then I will have to configure it right. Otherwise, the control will probably be fucked. Okay, but I want to do it. I want to do it after this test. So if I go here, right, and I try to cast in front of me, yeah, you see the spline is all fucked, but it's because we. It should have said not water. Did he say that? Bad spot for fishing. Okay. Bad spot for fishing. Okay, okay. So let's go in a place where we can actually fish. So here. Right? And now I do my shit. Fantastic. Now, I expected that to be better than this. Why? Wait a second. Why? Yeah, it may be due to the angles. Okay, let's make the, but anyway, is kind of correct. It's kind of correct. So let's make the spline proper so that I can actually modify exactly, because that is what happens, right? That these angles are not correct. So we want this to go pretty much vertical, and we want this to go. Well, we want the initial angle to be 45, yes. We want this angle to be... well, consider that you will be higher. Huh? So this in reality needs to be like that, right? So it goes high, it goes to the tip should be what? Should be like horizontal like that. And then down. Okay, because we are not modifying the angles at the moment, right? So... Uh-oh. What the fuck happened? Ah, shit. Because it's the tip of the road, forward vector to me, so it looks a bit weird, yeah. Because, yeah, my forward vector is not the same as the rod forward vector, understand? So the rod is pointing, at the moment the rod is pointing this direction, but my character is actually pointing this direction. And so, considering I did... but it's still strange though, that the vertical is not the same. No, there is something broken. It's impossible that the vertical is not the same vertical, right? The Z... No, there is something broken. I mean, it is kind of working, but it's not. Let me try to do a very short cast and see what happens. Okay, very short cast. Uh-oh. Ah, because the... yeah. Yeah, because the tip has a very large... now we can make it smaller. The problem is that if we make it smaller, then on a larger... right, it will become like this. So this length needs to change based on the distance. Yep. I mean, we can keep it average, but that really needs to change based on the distance, and the same for this guy. Can I change the distance of set tangent at spline point? Yeah, we can. It's a bit complex, but we can, right? It's a bit complex, but we can. We want to update the spline, I guess, only in the last, but we could use if we want, we could use this to make a better. Now we have to be 100% sure that, but let me understand what is happening with the Z, because there is something broken. Is it because this Z should be Y? I don't think so. Or this X must be, or this X must be Y. Yeah, that's probably more of the case. Holy shit. I would say no. Okay, I think this vector is not working. This vector is not working. Because this vector is not aligned, right? This vector is not aligned to my forward vector, right? It's not aligned to this forward vector. So how do I... oh my god, I don't know how to do it. Well, I can normalize it. What? So I have a vector, right? I have a vector which is not aligned with anything. Right? Well, it's aligned with where my character is looking, right? I have a vector like this. On that vector, I want to add an X and a Z, right? On that vector. So what I said plus. But probably plus is a bad idea. Plus is a bad idea. If I multiply I don't know how to go in one direction. Huh? Yeah, I have to multiply by... I have to multiply by one direction, yes. So if I want to go on the... If I want to go on the same direction of the vector... I don't remember, guys. How do I do it? I have a vector in 3D space pointing to one direction. Well, it's not pointing to one direction. The vector is the length. The vector is the vector. What vector I have at the moment? The vector I have is a point in space, right? Yeah, exactly. It's a point in space, but I have the forward vector. So I have the forward vector and I have a point in space. To that point in space, exactly. So I have a point in space. Okay. And I have a forward vector where I want to move. Forward vector that tells me the direction I want to move, right? I need to add 5, let's say, to that direction. I mean, I have to add 5 units forward and let's say 4 units up in the same direction, right? I don't know if I explained it right. But so I have to normalize the forward vector and then I multiply. I mean, okay, I can normalize the vector and then it's saying the forward move is just 5 by my forward normalized unit, right? So I mean, in reality, I have it already normalized, which is my forward vector. The forward vector is always normalized, right? Because I'm getting the... Yeah, exactly. So there is already a normalized vector. So I take the forward... But the forward actually was working. But anyway. I take the forward vector. Is saying I multiplied by... my length. Right? And then I add it to this guy. So this will basically only move it forward. Right? Let's see if the forward is correct. Let's see if the forward is correct. It looks correct. Yes, the forward is correct. Okay, so the forward is correct. Now we have to go up. So we have to add another vector, which is the normal vector. Normal vector by 101, 4 by 040, right? So it's basically this, and he's saying I have to add it. On the Z. Okay, I believe. I believe. Yeah, it worked. Okay, fantastic. Thank you, ChatGPT. Without you, I couldn't do it. Okay, so now we are, okay. Now the problem that we have is the curve, right? Because for very long curve or very short curve, the tangent is annoying, right? And I need to modify, well, the tangent that we really need to modify for short or long is the, like you see, if I do short, right? If I do short, it will fuck up like a boss. If I do short, right? What happens is this. Why? Because the tangent of the tip, right? The tangent of the tip is very, very big. While we want the tangent of the tip to be very small if this thing is small. How big? Big as half of the distance between the tip and the start, pretty much, right? Half of the distance between the tip and the start. Ay. So half of this. So a quarter of the throw length, right? So we want a quarter of the throw length. We want a quarter of the throw length. Yes, that's okay. But can I just set the length? No, he wants the vector. Fuck. Okay. He wants the vector, so we take this and we multiply it by the Fisher forward vector, right? Which is the normalized one. Right? So we multiply it by this. And this will be my tangent at the top. Yeah. I think so. Yeah, I think it's correct. Local or world? No, always world. Let's do always world, otherwise I go crazy. For 0.1. So this basically adjust the tangent of the tip to be proper sides. Yeah, exactly. So now if I do the very, very short thing, let me see. True. Yeah, it worked basically, but I mean, let me say that it's fine. It's fine, boys. It's fine. I don't want to make it a science. It's fine. I think it is fine. If I make it super short, okay, I think it's fine. I mean, if I make it super long, super long didn't do anything. Huh? I think we have a problem. No, but it's not working though. Because this is not working, huh? The tangent. Can I make it half instead of a quarter? No, but half is too much. It's impossible. There is something, this thing is not working. Let me activate update spline everywhere, because it seems that something is weird. First of all, if I throw super long, okay, now, no, I think we need update spline all the time. The second time doesn't work anymore. That's why. It fucks up somehow. Why? We are not resetting something, and after the it's the position of the bobber. Wait. Yeah, for sure. For sure is the position. Bobber reset time. Yeah, because when I recast, my bobber starts. Wait. Are we getting the position of the bobber to determine? In theory, no. We are only. Let me see my spline. Get spline length. There is something that is not getting reset properly, and so the second time we always get a bad result, right? The second time we also we can see it also from the trace, because you see that the trace is fucked. So the first trace is good, right? Like this. The second trace is completely off. The third trace is okay. The fourth trace is fucked again. Right? So why that happens? You see that this trace started like up there, completely off. Why the traces? Why? What is going on? The trace is this, right? So it seems that the start and the end are not correct anymore. Spline start, but the spline start should actually not change, huh? Why? Spline start, so spline start is wait. So it is done in the setup, but the setup is done only once, because it is done when we start fishing, right? Yes. Now, unless this setup is called multiple times, which would be bad. Setup is called in this setup here. Wait, we have a bit too many setup. Let's rename this thing because it's confusing. This is setup bobber, right? This is setup bobber. This is setup rod. No, this is setup fishing. So this is the main one. Yeah, pretty much. So we have those two, right? So setup fishing is done. Spawn rod. Yeah, it's only when you press F, right, the first time. We do setup fishing. Here we set up the forward vector. So all this is done only once, right? And so we set the spline start, but this one seems to be changing though. How it is possible that this is changed? It's actually impossible. Who's changing this? We only have one set, right? Which is this one. Unless they get... No, but if I do plus, right, I'm not gonna change it. Plus, I'm not gonna change it. So why the second time? Why the second time this thing is different? That is so weird. That is so weird. I mean, we can print this. We can print the spline start here and see. But yeah, but I think it's different, unfortunately. So it's changing. So spline start, right? So we're gonna print that every time we press C. Every time we press C. Fuck. It crashed. GG. Ah, I didn't save in some time. Fuck it. I'm saving. I was saving a lot, but then I stopped saving, and obviously it crashed when I stopped saving. Obviously. I was saving like at every run. But anyway, it should not be too far back when I saved, but definitely we lost something for sure. Unless it's smart enough to recover it, which sometimes it does. It's asking you to recover. Uh-oh. No, it's not this one. No, it's not this one, boys. We don't have anything here. No, it's not this project. This one? We can try to recover, but okay, let's try. No, we cannot because they are not in subversion. Oh, okay, so his recover just means nothing pretty much. Okay. So I think the last changes we did were on the tangent modification, right? I think I was working on the tangent, so I think this is probably the piece that we lost. Yeah, exactly. You see, it's not done. Apart from that, I think we have everything. So the tangent was in between this and this, and the tangent was for point 1 in work coordinate, and we said that we wanted to have the length divided by 2. Length divided by 2 multiplied by the forward vector, right? I think that is what we had. I think that's pretty much what we had. Fuck. We didn't know. We have the other point wrong. I didn't save it. Fuck it. Okay. Time to look at our stream. Time to look back at our stream. I don't want to think it again. I just want to copy paste it. Here I was working on the spline. Here I was searching where the spline was wrong. Wait. Was it there or not? Stop, please. Stop moving things. No, it was before this. It was before this. I need to find a place where we have the... Before this. Come on. It was there, it was there, it was there. Go, please. Yeah, that multiplied by, yeah. Exactly. By this, right? And added there. Okay, so this should be the thing. So that we unfortunately we missed. That it was not saved. So spline start plus. There is another plus. This one goes into this. This one goes into this. And then here we have what? Here we have throw length divided by 2 divided by 5. I have this multiply. What? The forward vector. Yeah, I don't want to think it again. I mean, no thank you. So this multiply by this, okay. And then this one goes where? This one is added here. And then this is multiplied divided by 5, put into Z. And put here. Okay, now it should be... Yeah, now it should be identical. Let me save all. Okay, now it should be identical. Unfortunately, we are not in Subversion, and that's very annoying because it's a test project, so... Oh, fuck. It's not correct. Shit! I hate wasting time. Okay. In the video is correct. In the video is correct, in mine is not, it's the same code. What the fuck? Ah, no, wait. No, it's wrong. Okay, now it's correct. Now is correct. Yeah. Okay, so so I think it's working fine. The only problem we have, I consider that well, depending on the animation, right, the rod will be higher. Now the rod is very low, but the rod will be higher because the animation is actually casting. So we will have to choose where is the starting point, right, of the animation to do the cast. But that's another problem. We will solve it later on. So now the problem that we have was what? Ah, yes, was this the second time? The second time is not working. Let me save all again. The second time is not working, right? The second time is not working. So what I did, I added a printout, right? This is what I did, right? I added a printout here with an append. And, because I did it on pressed and not on released. Ah, I see. So this was probably triggering continuously. This is why he locked out. Ah, I see. So we have to do this. And it is start point. And there is our spline start. I think I understand why he crashed. I mean, in theory, it should never crash, but he had like an infinite loop. Yeah, the problem is that we have a million printout. Let me remove the useless stuff. All that is pretty much useless. Okay. Now we have another printout somewhere which is printing a million numbers. Which is not that. I think it's the bobber moving. Yes, the bobber moving. Yep. I think it's this printout. Which is a bit toxic. It's printing too much. It's printing too much. Okay, now we should be able to see our... So start point is 975. Yeah, start point is the same though. What? Bro, the start point is the same. Okay, the start point is the same. So how it is? So it's something else. It's something else that is broken then. Because the start point is correct, but in this line trace. Wait a second. Line trace spline start plus forward vector multiplied by max range. Forward range based on strength. Yeah, but this one cannot be. How can it be vertical? Huh? I'm super confused. I mean, why here we have don't understand, but something is happening there, by the way. The problem is there 100%. I just don't understand it. 1203 minus 700. Yeah, is the y. What? 700, 1200, 774. No, it's correct. So is the end point that is fucked? Maybe it's the end point. How do we calculate it? Well, the end point is calculated the same way, so... Uh-oh. Uh-oh, the minus. Yeah. Oh my god. When it's incredible in Unreal that these functions, the -1 is actually setting this value. Yeah, that is the problem. So it's ridiculous. The negate is actually setting the value as well instead of just negating it. So this is why it was up and down, up and down, up and down. So we have to do 0 minus this, right, to get our value without modifying it. Which is absolutely ridiculous, but that's what it is. Yeah. If you negate it, you fuck it up. Okay, so now it should work. Now it should work all the time. Let's say time 1, time 2. Okay, fantastic. Ah, very nice. Our function works. Now you may say that is too high, but I disagree because remember there will be the animation, so your character will actually, right, exactly. Now there is really very little variation on the left and right, but maybe it's okay. I mean, there is very little precision error, right? It's like if you are casting it exactly in front of you. Maybe we can give it a bit of a. I mean, if we want to make it more realistic, we can have a bit of a swing left and right. I don't know. But yeah. Okay. I think we arrived at a good point. I'm pretty happy. What time is it? 11:12. We still have time. We still have time to do some stuff, which is good. I have to move this stuff in another place. You know what? Let's do this. Okay. Making it more realistic. Give it a chance for the fish not to be taken. Yeah, but that is already in our code in plane shift, so there is already a chance, right? So if I throw it like here, it's saying bad spot to fish, right? Bad spot to fish, bad spot to fish. So now, just for fun, we can do the opposite, right? We can say, we can do the opposite, right? We can have a very small we can have a very small pool. So when I throw, I need to catch it, right? Easy. If I do this, or if I do this, I don't know why the bobber is moving anyway. Why is moving anyway? I think because we go to his cast anyway. No, we should not go to his cast anyway. Right? This cast should happen only I don't know why. Because here we are actually stopping, right? Bad spot for fishing. Probably because that guy moves anyway. That guy moves anyway. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, he's moving when he's not casting. Okay, this we need to change, obviously. Okay, it's fine. He's moving because this logic is wrong. It was just a test, right? It was just a test. So I can probably remove the movement for now. Yeah. I can remove the movement. So if I do this, nothing happens, right? Exactly, nothing happens. So it's just saying bad spot for fishing. If I cast it right, then he's actually cast and then he stays there, right? Okay. So one thing that we did not do yet, I think we can remove the show spline. We can remove the line trace debug. I think we can remove everything now and just go normal, right? Just go normal. So this will be normal. Okay. One thing that we miss, that we said we're gonna do, but then we didn't do, is the length of the rod based on the length of the line based on the distance, right? That is something that we did not do. And I mean, the result is not bad, but I would say let me try. No. Let me try. Can I jump on? I don't know what is the max jump that I have. Can I jump on that? Oh yes, I can. Easy. Okay. I want to test the maximum vertical height. Yeah, exactly. So here is saying that is not good because the water is too far from me. And here it works, right? Yeah, because we said that it should be maximum 2 meters down, right? So the distance between you and the water should be maximum 2 meters. So here I can fish. Up here I cannot fish, right? And we can decide how much, right? At the moment we said 2 meters. So I think it's kind of reasonable. I mean, we can do 3. But okay, anyway, that's kind of a refinement, right? That is kind of a refinement. Now, the thing that I wanted to do is to elongate the line based on the distance, and I think that this should probably be done in the bobber. So when the bobber is moving, when the bobber is following the line, right? I don't know if I want to do it all the time because it seems to be a bit too much, actually. But the point would be to take the spline and set the length, right? No, not the spline. To set to what? No, not the spline. The fishing thingy. So the setup. I also had renamed the functions. Okay, anyway. Setup bobber, I think needs to take 2 things. I think it's the line. No, in reality, is the spline, no? Is the spline object? No, it's the line object. It's the line object. Exactly, it's the line object. So the line object the line object. The line object. Line object is this guy. No. Rod line BP. Rod line OBJ BP. What? Bro. Rod line BP. Yeah. Can you do it? Rod line BP. Yeah, change it. Change it, don't worry, everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. Okay. So now that we have this, right? Can I have my line I think there was a way to set the length, right? Set cable length. I don't know if I really want to do it this way. I think it will probably be too much, right? To change the length of the cable every time we update the... I think will be probably a bit too much, but let's see. So how much should be the cable length? The cable length should be should be 110%. Well, yeah, 110% of the throw length. Well, 110% of the distance between the tip and the bobber. 110%. No. 110%, so 1.1, right? 1.1 of the 1.1 of the distance between the starting position starting position wait a second, my spline. I don't have these points. I don't have these points. I don't have the starting position here. I don't have the starting position. The starting position is actually set. Why we set the starting position here, by the way? But it is the starting position of the bobber. Yeah, starting position is a very bad name. I will call it in water position. Okay, yeah, that now makes way more sense. In water starting position. Okay. In water starting position. So it is not the one that we want, right? No, we want the tip of the rod. So we want the rod tip position. And the rod tip, but it's a bit weird because it's just, yeah, because it is just following the spline, so he doesn't know. He actually doesn't know. He doesn't know. He has no idea. So the rod tip position is I think we set everything after that. Yeah, the splines that we set it here at the end, unfortunately. But anyway, is the get actor location? Yeah, exactly. Is the location of the what? Yeah, is the location of the rod line. Exactly. So we can say that this rod line BP, yeah, rod line BP. Okay, This is the starting position. Okay, so now let me save everything. Now this we save it, right? So we have the rod tip position. I hear Warframe music. Rod tip position. So I want the distance between the rod tip position and the current position of my, which is basically this, right? This value. Now I don't know if I do it this way, right? If this will be actually be calculated twice. I think it is. So probably, you know what I want to do, just to avoid a double calculation? I would just set it here as a variable. Or even better, yeah, let's do it this way. Even better, let's do it this way. We will do it after. We do it after everything, so it's safer, so we don't have to calculate things twice or do weird stuff. So this will be the distance between this and my and the get actor position and the get actor location, right? Exactly. So we do this minus this, and whatever is the result, which may be positive or negative, right? So we need to abs this, right? We need to abs this vector, and this vector has a length, right? And this length I want to multiply by 110 by 1.1, and I want to set the length of my, I don't know if this thing will work actually, but I think it should. So adapt the length of the line to be 110% of the distance between the tip of the rod and the bobber and the bobber position, right? Let me see what happens. So basically now, yeah, it will not be very easy to see anyway. Well, no, when he's on the water we can see it, because if I launch it very, very far away, okay, so it worked, but it's too much. Right? Okay, let me try 100% instead of 100. Yep. You see the difference compared to before? So the difference compared to before is that now the cable has some extra length, right? While, okay, let me show you without, right? Without this is like this. So you see how the line is tense, right? It's basically tense. Like if there is no extra cable, right? the line is very, very tense. Right? The line is very, very tense. I mean, you should consider that the water in theory should be transparent. Right now, at the moment it's not, but the water should be slightly transparent. Right. I don't know, 0.7. I mean, obviously now this is not a good water material, right? So in our game we have better water materials, but it's just to say that. So so I think like this, it will look stupid, right? If you have, right? So this is the water. Yeah, I think it looks pretty much like water, by the way. It's not too bad. Yeah, so you see how the line really look tense, right? And now the problem will be to adjust it when you are pulling the fish, because at the moment, so when you are weighting the fish, the line can be like this, right? I mean, not like this, but with my adjustment. This is my adjustment, right? My adjustment is basically allowing a bit of extra cable, right? I mean, it's bouncing a bit too much, but I think the bouncing is even nice to see, by the way. It looks very, you see? So, and actually the line is going into the water, which is not too bad, right? It's not too bad. Now, I did 100, right? I don't understand how it's possible that 100 is actually more than, right? That's a bit weird. Unless it's considering the start. I don't think so, but anyway. I think it's cool that it goes a bit into the water, right? Let me try 0.9 and see what happens. 0.9. Yeah, 0.9 is very good. Probably 0.9 is fantastic. It's exactly how it should. Well, it's between. Yeah, I think, I don't know, 0.95. I don't know. Anyway, you know, we have a way to tweak that if we really want to tweak it, right? We have a way to tweak it. So I don't know, 0.95, whatever. We will find a good value, but this is a very good. This is a very good thing. Now this is done at every update, so it's a bit heavy. But consider that this happens only client side, so it's a bit heavy in terms of calculations. Yeah, now I just dropped it to the ground, right, without, right? Yeah, and if you drop it this way, it's this way. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So now finally the fun part starts, because now we want the mini game, right? I think in terms of the line and the throw and the detection of the water, everything is good, right? Everything is good. I think we did it, right? I think this part is done. But now, so now I can basically go around. Now it will be nice to be able to exit from fishing mode, right? Because at the moment, I think if I fish, I cannot go back from fishing. Yeah, let's do that. So I cannot undo the fishing mode, right? So the fishing actor, yeah. So the fishing actor will have an F key, right? An F key, which basically allows to exit from fishing mode, right? And now this will have to be remapped, whatever, in our keys and blah blah blah. I mean, it would be, but anyway, right? So exit from fishing mode. If we have to exit from fishing mode, what do we have to do? We have to possess again the fisher object. So we will have to possess. So we will have to get what? The controller. We will have to get, yeah, I have to get my controller, right? Which is the good controller. And this controller will have to possess again the original fisher guy, right? The original fisher guy, which I hope that we save, but it seems we don't. Okay, we have to save it. We have to save the fisher guy. Yeah. So we'll have to possess the fisher guy. Okay, huh? Wait, because this is not no, it has to be, this needs to be a third person thingy. Yeah, exactly. Okay, we can do it here. Okay. Now this we will have to change it with our plane shift character in the future, but is probably the only change needed, or one of the few changes needed to this code. So I think it's pretty good. Okay. So this I think will also return the camera automatically, but I think it will not delete. It will not delete all the objects, right? So we need to clean up all the objects that we created, because we created really a bunch of stuff, right? We created, we spawned the rod line, which is our cable. We spawned the bobber. We spawned the, so all these guys will have to be destroyed, right? So so we spawned the cable. We spawned the bobber. We spawned the rod line. The spline. And that's it. No, and also we spawned, well, here we spawned the fishing rod. Ah, yes, we spawned the fishing rod that we attached to the character, right? Now, I mean, this part in theory will not exist in our game, but it's fine. It's fine. We can yeah. Yeah. So in the fishing rod, right? We don't spawn anything else, hopefully. Okay, we spawn a bunch of stuff, but so these 4 will have to be destroyed, right? When we go out of fishing mode. This will have to be destroyed. So each one of those I have to do destroy actor. I think it's better if I do it in the right sequence, like I start with the last So I start with the bobber probably, because is the child of everything, right? Is the one that is a child. So the bobber is a child of the cable. So we will kill first the bobber, then the cable, and then we will kill what? Well, the spline is completely separate, so it's not a problem. So we can do, yeah, we can do those two separately, it's fine. This will basically remove all the objects from the world, right? And then we will possess back our original character, right? So this should go out of fishing mode. Let me see if this actually works or not. So I press F, right? And now I press F again. It's not removing the UI. You also have to remove the UI. So the UI... the fishing UI, I think, is set on... fishing UI, yeah, it's easy. So pretty much everything is inside this actor, right? So which is very, very, very good. So when we will port it to our game, basically we will import these objects: the fishing actor, the bobber, the UI, the spline, right, and the rod line BP, and everything will. I mean, it will not work immediately because we will have some work to do, but it's not a lot of work, right? Because everything is contained. I didn't put anything into my actor. The only thing that I have into my actor is the spawning of the fish actor, and that's it. And then the setup and the possess. So these three nodes are the only thing that we will have to redo in our game, right? Okay, so I can go fishing, fish, then stop fishing, and my character can move again, right? Then I want to fish here, and here probably I'm too far. Yeah, so it's not allowing me to do it. Oh fuck, I pressed escape instead of F. But anyway, you get the point, right? Okay, now we will have the bobber move, right? Okay. I think this is good, guys. This is good. We have in and out, right? We have our line bouncing very nicely. Okay, so now the hard part. I mean, all this was hard already, but what is coming is a bit harder in the sense that we have to make it look nice. We have to make it playable, right? So what do we want now is just a second. Sorry, I got distracted by a message. So, yeah. I got distracted, but now I'm back. So what I was saying is that now, the point is, now that we have a way to fish, we can throw our line, we detect the water, right? We throw it based on the distance, we have all our nice curve and everything. Now what we need is a mini game, right? And the mini game needs to be something like, you know, the bobber moving. This is what I need to think now, right? So the bobber will move in 4 directions. No, the bobber will stand still, right, until the fish is caught, right? Let me see someone fishing. Okay. So yeah, this is what I want to see. I want to see. So I don't know if this guy already has the fish. Or... Yeah, unfortunately, already. Yeah, but if they are working 2 people, that's not. Wow, that's a big fish. They're working 2 people is not really helping me, right? Can I see the other guy which is not sitting? Because these guys are fishing, but... Wait. This is very good. So basically, at this point, the fish is on the hook, right? But it's so strong that this guy needs to actually sit down and pull. You see how much force is... pushing. I mean, he's pushing back like a boss. I don't know if he's taking a crocodile or what, but he's pushing backward a lot. Poor fish. Anyway, if you consider he has a hook in his mouth, poor fish. But anyway. It is how our world works, unfortunately. Oh wow, they are pulling 3 people. Oh my god, it's a giant fish. We have this one. This one we have is the carp. We totally have it. Look, this one, right? I think it's the most common fish in the world. This one in the middle, right? Where is it? Yeah, I mean, it looks very similar. Now, maybe it's not identical. Maybe it's the one at the top. Maybe it's this one. The eater fish. Depends if he has the mustache at the front. The fin. Yeah, he's a carp. Look at the fin. Yeah. The fin is more like this than like that. I don't know. Anyway. Oh my god, it's a huge fish. Poor fish. I'm kind of sad that he's dying, but kind of sad that he's dying. But anyway, this is just the way our freaking world works. Wow, that's insanely big. Look at this thing. Holy moly. Okay. So it's definitely a matter of pulling, right? Pulling and keeping the thing and pulling and keeping the rod in the right position somehow. So, and this may be problematic from the point of view of the animations, right? Because I can do it very, very simply. So basically you will see the bobber moving. What is my bobber, by the way? Is my bobber the bobber BP? Bobber BP. Yeah, just this guy. And by the way, we need to find also a bobber thingy. So the first question is, what is the level of customization that we want, right? What is the level of customization that we want? Because I mean, this is interesting, but it is kind of, it's not a fishing game, right? It is more of the, so for the fishing, these are more the fishing assets, but for the fishing mini game, right? So do we want to have different types of rod? I would say the answer is yes, and I think we already have 2 rods in the game. Right, because certain rod may be stronger, and so I think that certain fishes you will not be able to catch just because the rod cannot do it, right? So the rod is not strong enough, right? Maybe we can limit 2 types or 3 types. I don't want to have like 10 types, right? But maybe we can have 2-3 types, right, of rod, which basically enable larger fishes to be catch, right? I think that's pretty much what we want. Then we want the rod is including the line, right? I'm not gonna do rod plus line or we become crazy, right? So the rod is the tool, is one thing. Then we have the bait. I think I want to have different type of baits, right? I think I want to have different type of bait that maybe can give you a bonus, right? I don't think there are. I think having certain fishes catchable only by certain baits is kind of annoying, right? I think it would become too hard, right? Too annoying. But if the bait is giving you a bonus in the rarity of the fish, I think that's the best way, right? So so like better fishes require better baits, right? So, or anyway, are more are attract, well, if you have a better bait you attract better fishes. Well, yeah, well, I don't know, I think also a shit fish will eat a very nice bait, but you may not attract them with a shit bait, right? So yeah, so gives bonus to rarity of fish. I don't know how many bait we want to have, but I think we can have many, because considering that is optional, right, that is just giving you a bonus, I think we can have like 4 or 5 different baits. I don't think they should be 10. I don't think they should be 2. So I would probably shoot for 4 to 5, right? 4 to 5 baits. Now the bobber. I don't know, the bobber to me goes together with the rod. I don't think we want to change the bobber based on the, you know, maybe in the future, But for now, I think it's more than enough to have the rod and the bait. The bait is basically the ammo. So like for a bow, we have the arrows that are the ammo. In the same way, for the rod, which will become a two-handed thingy, you will have the ammo on the left hand, right? So you will have the bait on the left hand. So actually, the bobber, I think it comes with the rod, right? So it comes with one bobber type. So maybe the better rod has a better bobber, but pretty much is the same thing. So yeah, I think that's good. Then I'm not sure about the type of water, right? So like a river versus a lake or whatever, but I think it's making no difference. I think that the difference is the distribution of the fishes that we already put in game with our natural locations, right? So we have specific locations where you can fish certain fishes. And that probably will have to change, by the way, because I think we will have to have a range of fishes in an area. That is not very easy. Well, we can probably define multiple, but yeah. Okay. Then for the fish, right? For the actual fish, what do we want the fish to have? Well, the fish will be one of these ones that you see on the right. Plus, I want to have. So it's the type of fish. Is the sides of the now the sides is basically the weight, right? Do we want to have sides instead of weight? No, I think I want to have weight because I want to have it a floating point, right? So I think it should be weight, right? For example, I don't know, 0.4 kilograms, right? And the type will be one of the one that you see here, right? So the type would be like the carp, the pike, the whatever, right? So you can catch a carp of 0.4 kilo, or you can catch a carp of 1 kilo. Now I think that we need to define ranges for every fish, right? So not all the fishes have the same ranges. I think they probably have a base value and then they can go up or down a certain percent. So I think we definitely need a fish definition table. So we will have to add to our database a new fish definition table where we define the fishes and the types and everything else. Then let me just see if I already wrote this down or not. Because I have a deja vu feeling at the moment. We have a fishing number one. No, I'm searching in the wrong place. Fishing. Come on. Fishing. Fishing. How to detect the right spot to start fishing. Animation to stand the line when thrown. Determine how to find the fish, rare or not. Property of the fish. Weight, size, special properties. Special properties. No, I don't think so. Can we fish rare? Yeah, exactly. I think the rare is one of these things, no? I mean, like for example, the carp, right? The carp fish will be non-rare. So I think we need to categorize them, right? And say that this is common, this is uncommon, this is rare, right? But I don't know if I want to have a rare inside the same fish type. So I don't know if there are how many. So how many carp fishes there are, right? So maybe there are different types, right, of carp. Like what is the most rare carp? We say, did you know that the mirror carp are just a rare variety of common carp? Is even rarer. The tree can be found locally. But I don't know. I think that I don't want to add another layer on top of a fish, right? It's like saying there is the basic carp, the common carp, the rare carp, the yellow carp, the blue carp, you know, the double fin carp. I don't think I want that because remember that all of this is then used in cooking, right? And in cooking, it will make no difference if you have a rare carp or a normal carp, right? So the difference will be maybe the weight, right? When you cut it, and this will be a big issue for our cooking because our cooking doesn't understand weight, right? So you will have to cut a fish, and maybe from a large one you get 5 fillet, right? While from a small one you only get 3 or 2, right? So that will be. So I think the rarity will be. So rarity is determined by the type, right? So meaning that there are certain fishes that are more rare than others, right? And I don't know, we can say that the Ede fish is more rare than the carp, for example. The pike is more rare than the carp as well. So we can establish. Then the other problem is lakes versus rivers, right? In theory, we should do lakes versus rivers versus sea, but we don't have the sea, so I don't know. I don't know if you want to do something like this, but probably not, right? So we already have today the ability to put in so I think the location will be as today, right? So we can define a natural resource in the game, which is basically a circle, right? And that determines the location of the fish, right? Yeah, I think weight and type is enough. And certain fishes will be rare, right? So you may say, I think I would like to have statistics, which would be like records. I think it would be very nice to have like your biggest fish of this type, right? So I think it would be nice if we can record somewhere in the game that you found, I don't know, at the maximum a carp fish of 1.2 kilograms, right? I think it would be nice to have. I mean, maybe it's not very, very important to do immediately, but right. Yeah, but then we need the actual mini game, right? The actual mini game. So the question is, does the mini game depends on the fish? Like, are certain fishes harder to? Yeah, for sure, yes. So let's say the difficulty, right? The difficulty should be based on the type plus weight, right? So the larger the fish, the harder the game. Well, let's say divided by skill, right? Because your skill will definitely make a difference. If you have the higher the skill, the lowest the difficulty, right? Yeah. Okay, guys, I need to think more about this, but I think we reached a good point. We can basically, right, we can basically fish now in this demo. I may even publish this demo as a bonus for the Patreons, right? I can put it in Patreon, or I can even put it on the marketplace. I think this one, I mean, the one that I made, I think is way better than many of the one that we have seen, right? And I think I can improve it even more. I mean, as long as it stays inside this project, do you think I should put it on the marketplace and see what happens? Maybe, I don't know. I can sell it for like, you know, $20 and see what happens. Maybe they will buy hundreds and we become rich. You never know, you know? I think fishing is needed in every game. Or not. Well, I don't know. In every MMO at least. Okay guys, I'm going, so thank you for watching and see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Go for the marketplace with a cord bridge. Yeah, that's easy though. That's doable easy. Here we are doing many calculations and many reasoning. Yup, so thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. Click on follow, subscribe, do what you have to do. Thank you. Bye.